Not gonna lie, I definitely forgot my makeup bag at the beach house. So I may or may not have used my mascara on my eyelashes and my eyebrows. Let's get this podcast started. Welcome back to Not Gonna Lie, a Wave original. I'm your host, Kylie Kelce. I blast early 2000s hip hop and R&B in my minivan. Are my kids asleep? Yes, because they'll fight me, not because I'm afraid of them listening to early 2000s hip hop and R&B. My go-to karaoke song is Nothing. You couldn't pay me to get up in front of a crowd with a microphone. And I've never seen a single episode of Love Island. Should I change that? I will say that it is partially on my algorithm. I have seen a couple clips from Love Island, specifically some dance moves. If you know, you know. They were impressive, guys. Coming up on today's episode, I've got a hefty doom scroll of the week for the real ones. Spoiler alert, I'm a little concerned about how some of us might be making some major life decisions based on TikTok likes. We got to cut that out. Plus, a friend of mine and a friend of the show, Ilona Maher, reminded me of some fucked up phrases people are still using when it comes to diet and exercise, which has inspired a brand new edition of, you know what's fucked up? And after all of that, you're going to hear my conversation with actress, singer, and all-around millennial icon, Mandy Moore. Gosh, yet another person I had no business speaking to, but it was incredible. But before we get to that, last week was our first official NGL merch drop. That's right. Some of you have tagged me and said that you already purchased it. Oh my gosh, you're going to look so good. You guys know the way I run to a comment section during my doom scroll hours. Some top tier comments first up from Con Artist. That's funny. I see what you did there. Part of the design should be markers and stains. Then new stains won't be as obvious. That is genius. Let's do that. I'll get Ellie and Wyatt on it immediately. Maybe Benny, because she's feeling a little mischievous recently. I'll just leave all the shirts laid out in the playroom on the table, with various things that they like to stain things with. And then we'll see what happens. I can only guarantee that there will be frozen raspberries on at least everything that I put down. That's our current situation. Kitty Merengue said, at Kai Kelce, you need one in red so you have something to wear to Chiefs games. It is a good suggestion because most people here know I do not wear Chiefs things. I won't wear any others. This is not just a Chiefs thing. I will not wear any other NFL team besides the Eagles. I will wear red to support Uncle Trav. And sometimes that red is Cincinnati Bearcats. Shout out to their alma mater. But the one problem with this suggestion is that I can't wear my own name on a shirt. I can't do it. I can't. Okay, so if you guys want it, maybe we could do it. Maybe we should make this into special colors for NFL season. We could do Kelly green. And then obviously maybe red for the Chiefs. We also got a ton of suggestions for a fuck around and find out shirt. Specifically FAFO, because I don't think we should be walking around with fuck around and find out on the front of a t-shirt. We might encounter some children who may be learning how to read and then ta-da, that's messed up. Let's not do that. We'll behave ourselves. We'll do FAFO. We should figure out another acronym that FAFO could stand for so that if you are asked by a small human what that stands for, then you can lie through your teeth. Our last thing on merch, I want to share that a portion of the NGL merch proceeds are going to go to a charitable organization with each new drop. Because we didn't pick an organization before this, we are going to do what we love to do around here, spread the love. And that love is going to go to Be Philly. That's right. It is my husband's foundation that he started his last year in the league. For the next merch drop, we'll make sure that the real ones get to speak their minds. It will go to a fan vote. You can make sure that you are up to date on all that information by following at NGL with Kylie on all social media and we'll make sure that you guys get a say in what the next merch drop will impact. Moving on, let's get into Doom Scroll of the Week, brought to you by Visible. First up on Doom Scroll, there's a popular trend on TikTok that has taken an interesting turn. I'm talking about the how many likes trend, which started somewhat innocently with people posting a screenshot of a text to their partner asking how many likes to buy them a designer bag, a spa day, or even a car. But now people are out here asking how many likes from strangers on social media for their partners to propose, or even more wild, have another baby. I'm sorry, what? I get tagged in these on a semi-regular basis, and respectfully, why are we making decisions like this? Is anyone actually following through? This is what I will say. I did partake by answering someone that said that they needed, I don't know if it was me or someone, I got tagged in something. So I think they said that I was supposed to comment, and I commented because someone was talking about getting a dog. But we've gone a little too far now. It's one thing to get a bag or even a car. God, that is like a substantial, and like a dog too. That is guys, if we didn't need to be responsible adults, okay, I would have 17 dogs, 17 minimum. And also the whole engagement part, ladies, this is probably not my place to say, but I'm going to say it anyway. We shouldn't have to ask. You can have like conversations about it and have a back and forth. But if he doesn't want to, if it's going to take TikTok likes for your significant other to propose to you, get the fuck out. All right, let's keep it scrolling. Here to one of the best TikToks of the year. The caption says, before I had kids, I always thought it was kind of weird when parents referred to each other as mommy and daddy, until my son started yelling, babe, when he was looking for my husband. Queen Emma, roll the clip. Is that not the cutest little voice you ever heard in your whole life? My goodness. I feel like this is a good time to just make everyone aware. The idea of me saying babe or being called babe makes me itch. I'm not a talking pig. I can't explain it. I heard that one time when I was younger, and my parents were not babe people. My parents were, I can't say this with a straight face. My parents were, I can't say it with a straight face. My parents were birdie. I can't. Anyway, I don't like the name babe. The girls, they will occasionally call Jason or Jay. Ellie has also called Jason big guy. That is not something, I want to be abundantly clear, that is not something I call my husband, but she, I believe, heard it on Bluey. I could be wrong, but she heard it somewhere. I think it was Bluey, and occasionally will call Jason big guy. So she'll be like, come on, big guy. Time to get up, big guy. Let's go in the other room, big guy. Like, and says it like it's completely normal, which is ridiculous. I will refer to my husband as dad. And I do that on a probably too frequent basis, which is probably why we end up in a back and forth with our kids where they don't really venture out into things other than our names and then mom and dad. But I will regularly say like, hey, dad. And Jason will return it and be like, yeah, mom. So it's only in front of our kids. It just happens because that's what our kids are calling us. I don't know. But big guy is the one that caught me the most off guard. I love the fact that this little kid, the other thing is I think it's cute when your kids start to use compliments towards your significant others that you use. So like our girls will tell Jason all the time, like, oh, you look so handsome. And I'm like, I'm glad I say that enough in front of you that it's coming out like that. So it is very sweet when you start to, because they're little parrots. Everybody knows that. It's very sweet when they parrot sweet things, because then you know that you're speaking kindly and appropriately in front of them, that those are the things that they're soaking in and they want to share with the people around them. So good job to mom for calling her husband babe and for her little son being one of the cutest little babe I've ever heard. Nailed that. The last thing on this week's Doom Scroll, my friend and favorite content creator, Ilona Maher, put out another banger. Queen Emma, hit it.
Nothing tastes as good as skinny feels. Y'all trying being strong? I feel good. I feel well fed. And also, have you guys tasted tiramisu? Because that shit, oh my God.
I would like to piggyback on that. Okay? Tiramisu, a fat ass piece of chocolate cake, a 3 p.m. cold turkey sandwich on the beach, a bowl of pasta with more Parmesan than pasta. Okay. All of these things are things that taste infinitely better than skinny feels. I can promise you that. Okay. I don't like the idea that we need to sacrifice having delicious things to be skinny. Coming from someone who is not meant, I am not destined to be tiny queen. Okay. I'm not destined to be that. Some people are built that way. It's not me. The call is not coming from inside of this house. Okay. In college, I kid you not, there were times where I was just like, yeah, I'm going to have to go to Wegmans and get my personal chocolate cake. I used to go to Wegmans and get one of the it's probably like this. I say little. I mean little in comparison to the other cakes around it. Okay. But it was an actual cake. Like it could have been the top tier of a tiered cake. Okay. And then I would go back and I'd offer to share because that's the kind thing to do. But I'd take a fork to that motherfucker. Okay. I'm not putting it on a plate. I'm not slicing pieces out of it. Kiss my ass. Okay. I am taking that fork directly into that chocolate ganache and shoveling it into my face because it tasted good. Way fucking better than skinny. As a mom of 4 little girls and a coach to high school girls, this ain't it. I have purposely changed the way that I speak about myself, both to myself, in front of my kids and in front of my athletes. Also, you don't earn a treat when you work out. You don't earn a treat. You should be working out to feel stronger, to have better endurance, to feel healthy, to feel better overall. But you should not be working out to earn any type of food. You must eat to fuel your body. Some other phrases, I'll work it off in the gym tomorrow. A minute on the lips, lifetime on the hips. Cut it out. Now, these are just a few of the many fucked up phrases I think we need to ban, but there's another one that really hits close to home right now, which brings me back to my next segment. You know what's fucked up? Hey, you know what's fucked up? The phrase bounce back after pregnancy. Oh my God. Here's the problem. Every single person I've seen grow a human being and pop them out have rebounded in their own time. And for all of the people who are in the comments saying things like, you look fantastic after having Finn, or you look amazing after having your 4th. First of all, I know that you mean that nicely, but at the end of the day, if I looked like this and I hadn't just had my 4th child, would you say I look tired? Because yes, I'm very tired. My point is that we don't need to comment on the fact that a woman is postpartum and how she is doing with her postpartum journey physically. And I think we should be more concerned about the overall well-being of women postpartum. I don't think that we need to bounce back. Ugh. And also, there are some things that we as women who have just grown humans cannot bounce back. I can't bounce back my stretch marks. They're with me forever. Do I like them? Let's be honest. No. I liked when my tummy didn't have a bunch of little ridges in it. But guess what? It does. Do I still look damn good? Yes. I feel like the worst piece about the bouncing back is that it is comparison to either your body before you had kids or people around you. Cut it out. We do not need to compare ourselves, ladies. You don't need to compare yourselves to the person you were before you had kids because, newsflash, she didn't fucking have kids. Okay? And you don't have to compare yourself to those around you because there is beauty in the fact that we are unique from each other. That does it for Doom Scroll of the Week, brought to you by Visible, as well as this special edition of You Know What's Fucked Up. Mandy Moore is coming up right after this message from me about Visible. If you're a real one or you just heard the last segment of this episode, you know all about my doom scrolling habits. I'm doom scrolling TikTok really all hours of the day and night when I'm feeding Finn, and I've been known to get down some rabbit holes. You know, the wire-haired dachshunds, feral child summer. Ooh, type C mom, that's me. But in order to get your doom scroll on properly, you need wireless that can keep up. Visible is wireless that lets you live in the know, so you can follow a rabbit hole as long as you want, and to whatever oddly specific corner of the internet you find yourself in that day. Visible is the ultimate wireless hack. Just one-line wireless with unlimited data, talk, and text for just $25 a month, taxes and fees included. And it's powered by Verizon. Visible runs on Verizon's 5G network, so you get great coverage and a reliable connection. Ready for wireless that lets you live in the know? Make the switch at visible.com. One-line wireless starting at $25 a month. Terms apply. See visible.com for plan features and network management details. You know her from This Is Us, A Walk to Remember, my personal favorite, Princess Diaries, and my girl's personal favorite, Tangled. She's also the platinum certified singer behind her 1999 banger, Candy. She's a mom of 3, a wife, an advocate for women's health, and now she's not going to lie. Mandy Moore, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me. Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm not going to lie. When I found out we booked you for the show, I told my producer, how many Princess Diaries questions can I ask before Mandy tells me to fuck off?
No, you can ask all the questions. If I have an answer, I'll certainly tell you. But man, that was like almost 25 years ago.
No.
Yeah.
Not
like
possible.
2000, we're talking.
That's crazy.
I know.
It does not feel that long. Does it feel that long ago for you?
In some ways, sure. It feels like that was a different person who lived then. But in other ways, yeah, it just feels like it was yesterday. Strange.
I hate to go off topic here right off the bat, but did I see that you have a furry friend?
Yes, we have multiple furry friends, and they're probably going to all want to be on camera because that's just what they do.
Perfect. Yeah. I don't know if you know this, but I have a constant battle going on with my husband about when the time will be that we are allowed to get a cat. He doesn't care for cats and has told our kids that they're poisonous.
Oh, really?
Yes. To be clear, he had a cat growing up that he loved very much. Sure. And she was a badass. She would like catch birds in the backyard in midair. And he was very impressed by her.
So what's happened?
He's convinced we don't need a cat. Regardless, we will get a cat. We have a whole plan. But I do like to just tag in every so often and be like, oh, cat lover? Great.
Yeah, cat lover. Perfect. We have 3 cats here. In fact, I had to my husband had to come around. He did not grow up with cats. He was a strictly dog household. And he sort of inherited these animals when we started dating. And now he's like a full cat person.
I
happens.
truly believe I think they sniff it out, honestly. I think they're like, I need to break this guy down.
Yeah.
I'm going to work on him for a little bit.
Once they choose their person and once like, a cat chooses a man, forget it. They're a puddle.
Yeah.
They love cats.
Yep. Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you so much
Good
for
luck
that
with
support. I will need it. What movie would you say is the movie that people ask you about the most?
Probably A Walk to Remember or Princess Diaries. One of the two. It sort of depends on like, if people are sort of relating back to their own childhood and sort of the nostalgia that they have wrapped up in A Walk to Remember versus like maybe their kids discovering Princess Diaries for the first time. So it just depends on what like, chapter of their life that they're in.
And we did see that Princess Diaries 3 is officially happening.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Okay, so I'm gonna assume that your character will not be making a return if you're saying that's what you heard.
I mean,
or can you not tell us that?
No. I would totally be honest with you.
Oh, okay, perfect.
I had heard that there was maybe an idea to have my character sort of make a bit of a cameo, but that was months ago. I haven't heard anything since. Who knows? I mean, I would be game. I'd love for there to be some sort of redemptive storyline. Like maybe my character is working with like an animal rescue or something. Like hopefully she's made like something good of her life. Right? Totally. Like she's sort of like come around and she's actually a good person and she peaked in high school and maybe that like gave her some, I don't know. She got
humbled after high school and now she's doing great.
Exactly. That's what I'm hoping for if I return.
I'll cross my fingers and toes for that to happen.
Yeah.
I hope so. Maybe we could manifest it right now. Everyone heard it. That's what we would like.
We're manifesting it.
Yes. All right. The last Princess Diaries question, I promise. I was doom scrolling your Instagram in preparation for this conversation, and I saw you post about the denim suit you wore to the Princess Diaries premiere in 2001.
Yeah.
Were you going for the cool casual look, or did you?
Kylie. Honestly, I can't tell you what I was thinking. And I would say that about the majority of like my hair and makeup choices and wardrobe choices back then. I mean, I know that like the late 90s and 2000s have really been circling back again. And I see all the stuff on TikTok with like butterfly clips and chokers and stuff. And I wasn't really there for it then. So I can't say that I get behind it now either. But I guess I was going for like business casual as a 16-year-old. Like it was terrible. It was this like light denim sort of chambray-ish suit. It was bad. And I think I wore like a black tank top. Like it was just clearly no one was helping me get dressed. That was all me. Bad across the board.
I think it's really big of you to take on full responsibility of that.
Yeah, no, I cannot blame that on anybody else. That was purely my choice, as a lot of those choices were. I mean, I look back at like the Candy video. Someone helped me get dressed for that, but it was like, who allowed me to have my hair like that? It was ridiculous. It wasn't even popular at that time, so I can't even blame it on like, MAC glittery lip gloss. Like that was the thing. It was like, no one was wearing their hair like that. That was a choice all by me, I guess.
I do love that on your Instagram, you put up throwbacks over the years and you've called yourself out for some of these fashion choices.
I feel like I need to bring that around again. It's so hard. I mean, like being a mom now, my Instagram has really taken a hit in terms of like the content of me like really digging up old photos. But I feel like I need to bring that back around again. It's important to humble yourself.
I mean, just to name a few, the dyed eyebrows, blonde, red eyeliner was a good one.
Red eyeliner.
I personally really enjoyed the zigzag part.
The zigzag part with the like little crystals with the eyelash glue that you would put like in. Yeah, yes. It was a time, the late 90s. We got away with a lot. I mean, I'm a fair bit older than you. So you were a wee baby when all of this was happening. But yeah, it was not
I was old enough to remember all of it vividly.
I'm sorry about that.
I'd love to circle back to your acting career.
Sure.
Because you went from pop star to being a big time actress very fast. I think everyone was obsessed with A Walk to Remember. I remember when that came out, I mean, an unbelievable amount of tears, just a lot. But Before you've said, I believe that this is one of the roles you're most proud of.
Yeah. I was a big Nicholas Sparks fan. I had read a few of his books, and when the opportunity came along to audition for this, I was just so hopeful that things would go my way. I loved this story, and to eventually get the part and be a part of telling this story was just like a real boon. It's something that I feel very proud of, and it's really. It's just incredible that it's a project that like young people are still discovering. I mean, again, we made this in 2001. It came out in 2002, and the fact that young people are still discovering it to this day is it's just not lost on me. It's very, very sweet how people still feel connected to this story and those characters. And my husband has still never seen the movie. I think he lied the other day and told somebody, was like, "A Walk to Remember, so sad." He's like, "Yeah, so sad." And I'm like, you've never seen it, but yeah. So that's funny. Maybe one day we'll have like group viewing with our kids when they get older, and Taylor can watch it for the first time too.
A little watch party.
Yeah, a little watch party.
I've also shared on this show when I had Kate Hudson on that I love a rom-com.
Love.
And you've been in some great ones.
Thank you.
Do you have a favorite rom-com that you've been in?
That I've been in? Oof.
Yes.
I mean,
I did. I loved License to Wed.
Really? Oh my God.
Yes.
No one ever says that. That's very sweet of you, Kylie. I had a lot of fun working on that because Robin Williams,
yes,
the greatest.
Yep.
You know what? I love Because I Said So. It's this film I did with Diane Keaton. I mean, it's Diane Keaton.
Yes.
She's just like, on a pedestal to me. And the fact that like I got to work with her, she played my mom. Like, I mean, that was such a bucket list experience. I love a good rom-com.
It was also such a sweet messaging, like the Because I Said So.
Yeah.
Like watching the relationship with you and her, and then the idea that like how many times as a kid were you told by your mom because I said so?
Have you started saying that yet?
Her catchphrase. I cannot. I'm still in the why phase of children. I've tried to hit him with the Because I Said So, and it doesn't sink in.
Yeah. Doesn't resonate yet.
They keep hitting me with, well, why? And I'm like, I was really hoping that was going to end this little thing we're doing.
Sure. This back and forth.
We're not there yet.
For sure. Yeah. I'm not there either. I have little. So Because I Said So would just not translate whatsoever.
Doesn't land.
No.
It doesn't land yet.
No.
It's been a while since you've starred in a rom-com.
Yeah.
Would you ever do it again?
Absolutely. I feel like with the the success of shows like Nobody Wants This, I feel like rom-coms are starting to kind of like resurface again. And again, I'm an older lady now, so I'm excited to potentially see more stories for people my age, of like people at this juncture of their life, in parenthood, and maybe like second marriages, like all those sorts of things. Like I'd love to see that reflected on screen. So yeah, I would sign up to do another rom-com in a heartbeat.
Now, when you were in This Is Us, which is another, just makes you feel those deep emotions so strongly.
Yeah.
I heard that was the first time you changed a diaper and learned how to swaddle. Is this correct?
That is correct, Kylie. I did not grow up around babies. I skipped this sort of babysitting phase of life and started working too young. So yeah, by the time I got on This Is Us, I was in my early 30s. I'd never changed a diaper and didn't know how to swaddle. And so sweet Milo, who played my husband, had lots of nieces and nephews and had a ton of experience under his belt. So he was actually showing me before we were on camera, showing me with these sweet babies how to do all of that, which came in handy just a few years later when I had my own kids. But yeah, I didn't know anything.
Don't feel bad about that, because I had changed a diaper, but I learned from my maternity nurse how to swaddle.
I still don't know how to swaddle.
The minute we leave the hospital, I'm like, don't don't be a swaddle kid. Because if you are a swaddle kid, I'm going to have to take you back there at least 3 times a day to get it done right.
They're so quick, right? In postpartum, they're just like,
they're so good. And then all of a sudden they hand you this little baby burrito and you're like, how am I supposed to recreate that? They never get loose from theirs. Every single time I do it, their hands end up here. I'm
they just like managed to find a little handout.
Yes.
I know. All of my babies were
me.
like Houdinis. They could always manage to get out of a swaddle. So, and I never really learned. And so then I quickly transitioned into sort of like the Velcro ones.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Right? I'd say like a top tip for moms, like you get the Velcro swaddles.
That's it. There's a reason why that market has boomed. It's because no one besides a labor and delivery nurse can really swaddle a baby and keep them in.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know,
I'm with you.
I bet you it was a labor and delivery nurse that was like, you know, who needs this? And they're the ones who, right? Yeah. They're like, this is a business. They know.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'd love to talk about motherhood with you some more. I always tell people my hardest transition, I believe, was no kids to 1 kid.
Correct. Yeah.
Do you feel similarly, or do you have a transition like was 2 to 3 crazy for you guys?
No. I mean, sure. Yes, absolutely.
Right. You add another human. Sure.
Course.
Yeah.
Somebody said
small task.
Like, somebody was like, how is it going from 2 to 3? And then I'm sure you've heard this before. It's like drowning and someone throwing you a baby. You're just
that's accurate.
You're absolutely overwhelmed. But I agree with you that 0 to 1 was by far the hardest transition. You just don't know what you don't know.
Nothing.
At least like from 2 to 1 to 2 and then 2 to 3, you're like, okay, like I have a vague understanding of what to look out for. I'm not as stressed. I'm a little bit more confident in like what I'm bringing to the table. But yeah, 0 to 1 is just like your life is just blown up.
I also say they can smell fear.
Oh, yeah.
So like the first time around, I swear they like our first was so sweet with my mom because my mom was confident.
Sure.
And then she would hand her back to me and I'm like, why is it yelling?
Yeah. Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah. I love the adage calm is contagious because babies do really pick up on that. I think you're right. They smell fear and they recognize confidence. So like trying to go in with like that calm, confident air is obviously going to be the most helpful.
And your third you had at 40, is that right?
Yes. I was like, wait, yes. I just turned 41 in April. So yes, I had her at 40.
Did you get a lot of opinions on that?
Yes and no. I mean, I feel like, having my third child at 40, and this term geriatric pregnancy that's thrown around. I think at least in my experience, so many of my friends are having kids later in life. And it's, whether it's by choice or it's by circumstance or biology. I think the thing that I had the most trouble with is just like this system in general, kind of treating us as this anomaly that we're like too old and we're too complicated or high risk. And really it's like, no, we're just human beings. And I feel like it's just such an outdated label. So it's less about how I think the people and the perceptions they may have had, like the people in my life. It was just more about the healthcare system in general. Just it feels like such an outdated one size fits all approach when it comes to just women in general. I don't know if you're younger, obviously, but just if you felt that experience at all.
No, I do think that we have fallen so short when it comes to women's health in so many aspects. Mm-hmm. But it really is. I do think part of that is the idea that it is one size fits all, that everyone is sort of going to be put in the same track. And if you stray from that track at all, that there's very little correction. Yeah. Because they just assume that if you're not this on the track, then you're like severely off.
Of course. And like, I think the fact that we make up 50% of the population, we give birth to the entire population. And I think, becoming a mom and going through 3 pregnancies now, it's like just women in general and our health it's such an afterthought, and our bodies are treated as such an afterthought. And I actually partnered with this company Parallel last year when I was pregnant with Lou. And I love that there are these companies like Parallel that are really focused on rewriting the rules of what it looks like to care for women and advocating for funding of women's health, because I think from 2013 to 2023, just 8% of the NIH funding went towards the study of women's health. Just 8%, like it's crazy. So really it's just about, acknowledging that we're not invisible and we're doing such an important job out there for the world in general.
And Parallel has a petition on change.org/close the gap. We will put it on the screen for our viewers and in the description. And then also we will put it on our social media to help get more research funding women's health.
Yeah, that's all it's about. We're just trying to get signatures so we can lobby Congress to include women in their research. That's all.
To do better.
To do better, please, for all of us.
Dear God, you wouldn't be here without a woman. Thank you.
Yes. Correct.
Well, back to parenting. I also like to share some of the more honest or humbling things my girls have said to me. I've been told that I have a big butt. My oldest called me evil a couple weeks ago. Yesterday, specifically, she pressed on my stomach and said, "It looks like you still have a baby in there."
Oh, lovely.
Very sweet. Very sweet. Is there anything that your kids have said to you that has sort of been like there's that honesty?
I have boys and they already know how to butter me up and like hold my face in their hands and say, "Mama, I love you. Mama, you're so beautiful," which I will, there's nothing that means more than that. But I think they equally know, well, not the 2.5-year-old yet. But the 4-year-old the other day told me that he didn't love me anymore, which is just
that one hurts.
Oh my gosh.
That one hurts.
Truly the most gutting thing I think that could possibly it hurt me to my core.
I have been hit quite a few times with the "I don't love you," and I always get them back with, "Well, I love you with my whole heart."
Yeah.
And one of these days, I just think we're gonna stop saying that. But my oldest says it because she did get a reaction the one time. I was like, "Oh," and I think she was like, that
works.
That gotcha.
Yeah.
My second has only said it a couple times, and every time she says it, she immediately retracts. She'll be like, "I don't love you. I love you. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that." And I'm like, "You didn't even finish it. You didn't even put a period on the first sentence before you started the next one." Yeah. She can't. It's too sweet, that one. The last thing I would love to do a game.
Oh, sure.
I was doom scrolling, and like I've said, in preparation for this conversation, one of the things that I found was an article from 17 magazine from 2003.
Okay.
60 things I want to do before I'm 30. Do you remember making this list at all?
I do not.
Oh, that makes this even better.
Okay, great. I wonder what ridiculousness is on there.
Have you shaved your head?
No. Why was that on my list? No, I have not shaved my head. And I dare I say that it would not make it on my list these days.
Perfect.
Sure.
Have you worked on a farm for a day?
I have not.
Would you still want to do that?
Sure. Yeah, that sounds fun. I feel like that would be a fun activity with the kids too.
Did someone make this list for you?
Kylie, they very well may have.
It's
random. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Climb Mount Kilimanjaro.
That I have done.
Yep.
Yep.
My husband has also done it.
He
said that, yes. He did it with Chris Long, a fellow NFL player, does it for his foundation, Water Boys.
Wow.
And they bring water to different places that are currently without clean water.
That is incredible.
The next one is take a vacation alone.
I don't think I ever did take a vacation alone.
Okay.
I don't know if that's something that is in the cards for me now. I'm not sure that's something I want. Like if I'm going to have any free time whatsoever, like I would love to go with my husband or I'd love to go on a girls trip. So yeah, I think I think that was like a fond, exciting thought maybe for an 18-year-old, but doesn't really fit into my life anymore.
I feel like at 18, it's a sign of independence.
Sure.
And confidence.
Yeah.
But now it's like, I don't need to validate that. So let's go on a couples trip.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Exactly. Let me honor myself by like having a mom and dad trip.
That's it.
Yeah.
The next one is get a tattoo.
Oh yeah. I have a couple. I have a little T for my husband on my ring finger. I have the outline of Mount Kilimanjaro on my foot.
There you go.
Yeah. I have a little heart on my toe. I have very like tiny little tattoos, but I've actually been thinking I'd love to get like my kids' initials or something somewhere, but I'm not sure where or how or when, but that's something that I think is in the cards at some point soon. Do you have tattoos?
I do not. I love especially the dainty tattoos.
Yes.
Like the fine line, I think they're called. But I don't know that there's anything that I'm like, I would want that forever.
I understand. Yep. Totally.
It's like,
totally.
I think it's more of a commitment thing than it is like a tattoo thing. Cause I can't tell you. I've seen so many. I'll send some to my sister all the time. Be like, we should get sister tattoos.
Ah,
we have not.
It's the thought
Who
that
knows?
counts.
There's time.
The plans.
There is time.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
life doesn't end at 30. We're still going, people. Okay.
Yeah.
Put a message in a bottle and throw it out to sea. That's so specific.
It's so specific. No, I never did that. These are so ridiculous.
Throw a fancy dinner party.
No, but I'm going to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
With like a tablescape and everything?
Absolutely. Like place cards. I'm going to do, that's in my future. I'm a terrible host. I'm a very nervous host too. Like it doesn't come naturally to me. I have friends who just like can whip together like a hang and invite people over and cook something. And to me, it's like, there has to be meticulous planning for like a holiday. And I'm just like terrible because I'm distracted with like making sure everybody's having a good time and like cleaning up as dinner's unfolding. And I'm really awful at that.
I think I'm awful at the idea of a dinner party because I like to call ourselves a help yourself house. So like
that's great.
I would love to remember to offer you like drinks, but also the cups are right there and everything's in the fridge. I don't know. Help yourself. Literally everything. You're welcome to anything in here. Grab snacks, get yourself a plate, take anything out of the fridge. I don't care.
I'm a big fan of that ethos. Like our home is your home.
Yes.
Help yourself. You're welcome to anything. I love that. Yes. And then it just like completely alleviates all of the pressure.
Yes, but I also, the idea of having like a full tablescape and the name cards and
just once right? to me to like check that off the list. Yeah.
Perfect.
Will make me feel very adult.
I would agree with that. I would love to know if you actually wrote this one. See a ghost. Oh my goodness.
That does feel like very Mandy coded in 2003. I don't think I have seen a ghost.
I feel like you would know that. The last one is visit space.
I'm good.
I was going to say you might have just missed your opportunity.
I think I'm okay. I think I dodged a bullet there. No, I'm good. That's not something that I aspire to anymore. Wow, 2003. I would like to know if I certainly recognize some of my own wishes with having a family and the Kilimanjaro of it all and tattoo, but some of these feel a little far-fetched. So I'm going to blame that on some other folks writing some of these for me. 60's a lot. 60 different like goals before 30. Somebody had to fill in the gaps there.
Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you. This was such a blast.
It's such a pleasure to talk to you. And I always say I have no business getting to talk to the people that I talk to, but I am so appreciative that you took the time today.
Oh my gosh, I feel the same way. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm grateful for the conversation and to connect with fellow moms, and you're a total badass, and thanks for chatting with me.
Thank you. And we will make sure that we include the information for Parallel. Make sure that we have the petition up.
Yes.
And that we get some signatures on there because, of course,
we're trying to get to 50,000. So let's do that. It seems like a pretty easy goal.
That is attainable for sure.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And that's a wrap on another episode of Not Gonna Lie. You can find even more clips from my longer conversation with Mandy Moore on my YouTube channel on More Shit Monday. I'll be back next Thursday with a brand new episode. Follow Not Gonna Lie on all social media at NGL with Kylie. Listen and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Get your official NGL merch at nglkylie.com. Not Gonna Lie is a Wave original. Thanks to the real ones for tuning in.